أنا اسمي سامح صبري، أنا بمثل شركة ليفر النهارده. I was the supply chain director for the company for 6 years for the Muslim countries. Currently, I'm the Manix engineering director for North Africa, Middle East, Turkey, Russia, Ukraine, and Iran. أنا هحاول النهارده إن أنا أشير معاكم بعض الإكسبيرينس, my humble experience in supply chain, as well as some good practices that the companies implement. My content will be about the Gartner. أنا حابب أديكم فكرة على Gartner, how Gartner is doing the ranking, and why there is masters, and how they assess the top 25. Okay. Then I will go for 2021 supply chain trends, priorities in 2022 based on the experts, how the audit of the supply chain will look like 2035. I will talk a little bit also on the World Economic Forum and the Lighthouse factories, something that started to be implemented in 2018. وبعد كده هنتكلم عن digitalization, self-driven business, والdark factory concept. Last but not least هنتكلم عن S&OP, أو sustainability or Unilever standard living plan. Sorry, الإيمج مش clear قوي, بس هو what I would like to say here that there is what we call it masters. Masters are the Amazons, Apple, McDonald's, P&G, and Unilever. For 2021, the top one becomes Cisco, is number 1. I think Colgate number 2, and Schneider, Johnson Johnson number 3, Schneider number 4. Criteria for Gartner, it's a very tough criteria, it's not an easy criteria. So to be master, you should be one of the top 5 for 7 years, for 7 times in 10 years. And that to be master in supply chain, you need to sustain your performance to be of the top 5 for 7 times in 10 years. The masters started with P&G, then Amazon joined, then McDonald's, then Unilever. For any one of the top 25 to join, they need to sustain 7 years. The criteria is mainly about Gartner point of view, Gartner panel, the peers point of view, return on investment, revenue management, inventory management, and social corporate responsibility. But it's not an easy criteria. To be one of the top 5 is not an easy thing to have or to achieve. الترندز in 2021 ده سيرفي جارتنر برضه هي اللي عملته علشان يشوفوا what was the trends that and the main focus that most of the supply chain was focused on in 2021. Like what said before in the discussion was mainly integrated purpose-driven organization, which is about social corporate responsibility, or explain, customer-driven business transformation, and digital becomes first. So, if I'm saying here that customer-driven, this is due to pandemic. As you know that we had the pandemic, we had a lot of problems. Most of the companies started to think about how to be more focused on the customer requirement. What is the customer requirement? Going from mass production or one size fits all to tailor-made products that can fit the customer requirement. Digital, again, most of the supply chain was working to be digitalized, but due to the pandemic, you can understand in the last couple of years there is a big shift in digitalization and how the companies started to move to be more and more digitalized. Social corporate responsibility is very important. Most of the companies are claiming that they have a social corporate responsibility. This is true. But guess what? Currently, some companies, like I claim Unilever, is committed to deliver the S&OP program that I will share at the end. Okay, so for 2022, there is a research also made by Gartner This research included more than 1,000 supply chain officers. They decided what they think need to be done in 2022 to be more adaptive to the market. What we need to be different. What should be done differently. So I will go with it. First one, which is drive commercial growth. So the supply chain is there to deliver benefit for the business. This is for sure. And to deliver benefit for the business, we need to be customer-centric function. Supply chain is not a customer-centric function. Supply chain is always what we can say depends on mass production, a specific way of communication, specific products that are supplying. Difficult to have a tailor-made product. The change that they started to think to compete with the startups. If you look at the startups and the startups mindset, that they have more flexibility, more agility, more tailor-made products, rather than the companies like the FMCGs that I'm coming from. It's a very tough competition, by the way. It's not an easy competition at all. So the companies start to think more, less about operational excellence, and more about value-driven. So what is in it for our customer? This is the most important thing that we need to discuss. It's not anymore about how are we efficient. So we can be very good in operational excellence, but we are not getting a value driven to our customer. Guess what? We'll not get growth, we'll not get revenue. So as you can see here, that based on the analysis, they found that if we become more customer-centric, we can optimize our cost, improve our service indices, and we can get revenue growth at the same time. Fully environmental data social commitment, again, the same thing that I said, that the companies, the big companies believe that if they can deliver more to the society, the society will deliver more to the business. So it's a mutual benefit. We are impacting our environment, we are impacting our world. We have climate change, it's a reality, and the supply chain is one of the main reasons for this climate change, and this is why the companies start to give commitment to reduce the carbon footprint and reduce the temperature. If you may know, or I don't know if you know or not, but the commitment now to reduce 2 degrees, or to keep it at 2 degrees maximum for the greenhouse gas for 2039. Provide flexible work experience, something that we got from the pandemic, that office is not anymore the place to work. It's not only about timing when you go to work, when you're back from work. It's about your efficiency and your effectiveness in the work. So it's now more about how to eliminating any non-adding value activities and digitalize the paperwork and give people more time to think and to deliver more ideas and to be more strategic. How we can think strategically. So instead of doing daily operation, the normal daily operation, so this would be happen or managed digitally, and at the same time, the responsibility of the staff is to think forward, think to improve. Last but not least, it's a real-time supply chain, which is about digitalization that we already discussed. How the supply chain looks like in 2035. I don't know if you have Gen Z with us here or not, but this is a reality. I don't want to upset anyone in the room, but Gen Z, Generation Z, do you know who is Generation Z? Anyone knows? Okay. Generation Z is anyone who born in 1996 till 2012, which is, I believe, I'm one of them. So we have one of the Gen Z. So this guy will be one of the guys responsible for supply chain big transformation till 2035. So what is the trend specifically? the trend that most of the companies think about automation of operation till 2025. And this is most of the plans of all the companies. Digitalization, automation, artificial intelligence. But the trend is saying that by 2030, we'll start to also think about blockchain concept. Some companies started to implement the blockchain concept, but it still is not widely used. And responsible artificial intelligence. Then the business will have full autonomy. Supply chain will be full autonomy by 2035. This is the prediction of the experts, guys, in supply chain. So we need to be prepared. Who can manage this transformation? The digital generation. And the digital generation is Generation Z. They come with the digital and automation and artificial intelligence, data scientists, data analytics. These are the jobs that will be very, very important jobs in the near future. So we need to be ready. Maybe I will not be in this era. I will be very old, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to develop myself. I'm trying to study. I try to learn data analytics. So maybe I can be part of the journey. Regarding the World Economic Forum, the World Economic Forum started an activity in 2018 that they said that they need to develop the industry, and they start to put a price for the companies that they become a fourth industrial revolution companies. And this is started in 2018. Currently, worldwide, it was announced in 2021 that there is 90 factories worldwide as a lighthouse factories. This is the map at the right, at the left, which showing where are these sites. We are blessed as a believer that we have one of our sites in 2021, which is Taichung factory, it's ice cream factory. It's number 21 here. It's one of the sites of the lighthouse. And guess what? Unilever has here 3 sites. So since 2018, in 4 years, we applied 3 times, and we won in the 3 times. The main criteria here is about the fourth industrial revolution, plus operation performance, plus environmental sustainability impact. And you can see the arrows saying that it's a continuous circle. So if you have a site with fourth industrial revolution, for sure it will improve the performance, and it can also be sustainable impact. I would like to show you the video. I don't know how to. Sorry. I'm not familiar with PowerPoint, so sorry for that. Should okay. ممكن الصوت أصلا؟ صوت I wish that you can also hear what you are saying, but there is also translation in English. They are trying to explain how the operation happening on the site, so it's fully. Sorry for that. To be a lighthouse factory is not an easy thing. Most of the factories fully automated, artificial intelligence, robotic process automation. Just-in-time data. It's okay. بعتذر. المهم مين فينا جاهز ل 2055؟ مين فينا جاهز ل 2055؟ مين جنريشن زي؟ داتا اناليتكس بقى. داتا ساينتست، داتا اناليتكس. هو الصوت موجود بس مش عارف. طبعا I'm sorry for that. I didn't know that there's no speakers, but I can explain. So what they are saying that we have 3 sites in Unilever that are lighthouse sites. One in Dubai, and 2 sites in China. One in Hefei city, and one in Chai Tank. This is an ice cream site. As you can see, the operation here is almost fully automated operation. We use the most advanced technology that we have. The plans go automatically from the market to the site. We do the analysis, and based on that, we select which SKU that will operate, and then the lines operate automatically. There is no touch. Then the delivery to the customer. So they reduce the cost by 22%, they improve the delivery time by 50%, the consumption of the water used by 14%. There is a very big criteria to be a lighthouse site, and we managed to deliver. المشكلة بقى أنا عندي فيديوهات كتيرة في البرزنتيشن، عشان كده مفيش ولا صوت هيطلع خالص، صح؟ ممكن نحط معاك السماعة. طبعا أنا بعتذر. I'm very sorry that I have a lot of videos. I thought it would be very beneficial to share, but the voice will not be clear, so I will not share the videos. From operation perspective, we think we have 2 parts. We have the normal way of thinking, which is the manufacturing excellence. We apply concept, we call it world-class manufacturing. This is applied in our operation. It's simpler. It's like the 21T and the TPM, if you are familiar with TPM or lean manufacturing, same concepts, but different approach. We started this journey in 2010. The good thing that I would like to say about this concept, that it's a Japanese concept, by the way. Most of the improvement systems that are coming in our industry is coming from the automotive industry, by the way. And most of the lean manufacturing or WCM or world-class manufacturing, total productive maintenance, 21Ps, all of this coming from the automotive industry, and it was tailor-made to FMCGs and other companies. What I was trying to share, but it will be difficult, frankly speaking, that we try to be more updated. So these systems is mainly manual operation system, so it requires a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork, a lot of analysis. So we said, why not we develop ourselves, and instead of doing it manually, we can do it digitally, or to be a little bit digitalized. So this was one of the examples that I would like to share. Maybe you can run the first 2 minutes only. لو سمحت بعد إذنك ممكن تشغل الفيديو ده أوديو بس. هو سيلف اكسبناتري، يعني هو مش محتاج صوت. It will not require voice. This is the quality digital reports. So how that instead of doing the quality analysis manually and doing quality reports by hand, they do it by an application. So they use the Power Apps. We in Unilever globally have a joint venture with Microsoft. So we are using Microsoft Power Apps. This is a real example. This is a real sheet. In this sheet, we used to do the whole quality checks that it was to be done. So it's a paperless work. And instead of doing it in papers, you do it in a system. And this system is accessible for the shop floor. So by the way, this is shop floor application. This is not a white collar application. So all these checks is happening by the shop floor. They have their own iPad on the line. They go, they select the area that there is a quality problem on. They put we call it critical control points on the system. They check which critical control point that will have a problem in. He reported. It goes automatically to our database. Then it can be checked later to understand if you are within the limits or we are out of the limits. So this is just an example about how they do it. There is also some pictures, some photos that you can take. So instead of writing, as you can see, he doesn't write anything. He just take for the selection, he can just select whatever he would like to select, and he can put a photo for the problem that he has. This is an emergency work order in case there is a quality incident. They need to stop the line. Then they will do the checks and they go to do the correction. Shukran. Regarding our journey in digitalization, so digitalization, as I said, in manufacturing excellence, we have the old way. I can't say the old way, but continuous improvement way, which is quality plus manufacturing. But at the same time, we believe that we need to develop our business. We call what we have self-driven business. How the business will be self-driven. So, as you can see here, you will see the consumer at the middle. How we can communicate with the consumer. We communicate with the consumer through the shops or through the media, by Twitter or Facebook, Instagram. Then we get our data, what we call it in the data lake. Then this data, some analysis happening with this data, democratized data, analytics. Then we use some artificial intelligence and we do some simulation for some options before we take actions. Then it go for the leadership to take decisions. This is how the business is working. We have also what we call robotic process automation, electronic data interchange, and this is real-time connected integrated system. So this is, we are not 100% yet, to be fair and honest. We didn't deliver it 100% yet, but I can claim we become around 55 to 60%. But we are in the way. This is how the business will be, looks like in the future as well. And this is something, if you look for the previous chart for the 2055, you find this is the way that the business will be running. That most of the data will be connected in a data lake. Data can be easy checked, can be easy analyzed automatically, and the decision will be for you. Again, there was a concept that I will try to explain it, so if you can use a bit more chart or something. So this is one of examples of what I'm saying. We have operation which was done purely manually. The operation simply, it's about customer service or how we deliver our products from our operations to our warehouses to our customers. And how is this happening? We got the signal from the market, from our sales team. Then this signal will go through the S&OP cycle. It will go for production, will produce, then will go for the warehouse. The main bottleneck that we're having here, before that, there was a manual part that we have 4 warehouses, so that the customer service operator needs to define which product to go for which warehouse. We design artificial intelligence system, so Adam can do this analysis, and instead of the customer service operator, and he decides, based on the sales plan, which products to go for which warehouse. So we automated the operation to make it much simpler, and we removed the non-adding value activity from the customer service team. So the customer service team has more time to focus more in much important tasks. So all the non-adding value activity, all the paperwork, all the conflict, remove, and the other manage it. So we take the decisions. We apply also the concept of machine learning. I didn't share, to be honest, a slide about machine learning because it's a little bit confidential yet. We have very big project regarding machine learning and artificial intelligence. So currently we have, I can say, but I cannot show, we have some fully towers in our operation, fully automated 100% with machine learning. And machine learning is very simple. It's based on the data that you give to your system. So the machine learning, it's about you are putting a lot of data in your system based on the previous experience, and you let the machine to decide what is the corrective action should be taken to improve the process. And the more that you put data, the much better that you will get the results. So this is how machine learning works. If you look here, we try to make end-to-end automated planning from the demand planning to the transportation planning. We still not integrated 100%, but we are working very closely in every single one. The most important thing for success for this journey is the second part. Second part, it's mainly about data. Data is the key. Data is very, very important. Quality data, you will have quality output. You will have very good process. Most of the time, we try to automate process and it fails. The reason of failure always, we believe it's because of the system. No, it's not because of the system. It's because of the data that we put in the system. And this is something that we need to change in our mind. It's not about the system, it's about the data that is in the system. So data is very important. This is the types of data, so I will not repeat. Real-time visibility also is very important. So in our company, we can monitor our operation, our logistics real-time. So we know every single truck, where she is or where it is, and we understand what is delivered, what is not delivered. And you can see the map here in these maps. So this is real-time mapping for the whole operation. Since we get the order and we started to deliver the order, till we deliver the order. It's real-time operation. I have another example, but I'll skip it. The same thing that we are applying in supply chain, we apply the same for the factories. I talked about the lighthouse factory, and this is what we call digital operation. I can tell you that most of these activities already done in Unilever sites. 3 of the sites have it in full, which they are the lighthouse sites that was recognized by the World Economic Forum, and other sites they have some activity of it, but they are in the plan. We have very, very solid digital plan for our operations, and if you can see here, currently it's about operating system, so you can monitor your operating system through your mobile app or your laptop anytime, real time. We have what we call a digital twin. So during the pandemic, we were successfully operating some sites from home. So the operator monitoring his operation from home, and he can control it as well. What we call the digital twin. So this is some of the activities that we're doing about productivity. For sure, digital factory is improving productivity, reliability, availability, and agility. By the way, agility means also, another definition is adapting to change. To be agile, it means how I can adapt to any change is happening. And this is the meaning of agility. One of the meanings, sorry, of agility. And we are trying to be our factories more agile so they can adapt to change in demand. To be more demand-driven rather than supply-driven. We have a concept that we call it dark factory or 50 shades of dark factory. It's mainly about touchless operation. So we have one factory in Iran, touchless operation, which means no human interaction, no touch, just fully automated. And by the way, this is one of the things, the good things about the automation and artificial intelligence and digitalization, and also it has a dark side, which is impacting the capability of the, they say the optimization, but it's not optimization, it's cost cutting, it's savings. But again, what I can say in this area, I saw what I was saying, I understand what I was saying. So one of the colleagues saying that you are cutting costs, you are laying off people. This is reality. But guess what? This is the future, and we need to adapt to the future. And we need to do two things. We need to unlearn all the old things that we have learned before, which is not valid anymore. And we need to relearn new things that will be required for the market. So I am a little bit old. I graduated many times in 1997. Most of what I studied in theories become old, not anymore existent. By the way, some of them become wrong, and they start to do correct things. So what I'm trying to say that I need to change. I need to unlearn what I was using before in the past, which was applicable. And I need to start to relearn the new things that we want for the future. And this is what we are trying to do with our teams. This is what we are trying to do with our shop floor. But if you didn't, if you believe that you are good, if you believe you are in a good shape, guess what? In a couple of months, not years, you will not be capable anymore, you will not be relative anymore, and you will be out of the market. So you need to develop, you need to improve. Again, I was trying to show, we can ممكن تشغل فيديو اسمها؟ I just would like you to see that. Touchless operation, فأنا حبيت أوضح لكم. I'd like to show you how it works and what does it mean by dark factory concept. Dark factory concept, there was no lights, no touch, and it was fully operational. I wish to show you the other videos, but we cannot, and maybe next time. I need to talk now about the sustainability and the social corporate responsibility for our environment. So we are proud as a Unilever that we are one of the early adopters, early beginners to talk about climate change and to talk about sustainability and to give commitment since 2010. By the way, I'm lucky because I'm a champion with the climate change in the cluster that I'm part of. And this is our commitment, this is our plan, and I'm telling you, this is a real plan. This is not just a plan that we are trying to sell, but this is a real plan that we are trying to implement, and it's not easy, by the way. It's very, very tough to implement. So our plan is to be, as a company, net zero carbon footprint by 2039. We have 3 scopes in this area. Scope 1 and 2 and 3, I will explain what does it mean by scope 1, 2 and 3 in emission. Then we also trying to reduce the temperature or support reduce temperature, the greenhouse gas by 1.5 degree. We also committed to spend 1 billion Egyptian 1 billion euros, sorry, 1 billion euro in sustainability or improving the environment. I said there is a scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. So scope 1, it's our premises, it's our operation that we are responsible for. So I am currently in my region responsible for scope 1. Scope 2, it's about what we are purchasing, like electricity that we are purchasing from the authorities. It goes also CO2 emissions. So we consider as well scope 2. Scope 3, it's about our upstream activities and downstream activities. So we're not only considering ourselves or our company or our facility, but also in our plan, we consider our suppliers and our customers as well. We have our value chain, our preparation, our products, brand and influencing. It's simplified here. So this is the full plan. It's not confidential plan, it's published. This is our commitment. How we assure that this plan will be delivered? We have a governance. We have external auditors. We publish these updates in a yearly basis to confirm that we are complying and we are delivering our plans. If you look here, you found that it's not, we talk about the main plan, then our operation, our value chain. So even for logistics, we put 40 to 50% reduction by 2030. This is our commitment. We are trying to move from natural gas. We are trying to apply new technologies like biomass, biodiesel. We are trying to put solar panels, electrical boilers. We are trying to do a lot of stuff to eliminate the emission. Also, electrical vehicles, we started to implement in Europe. We have some pilots in our cluster. So this is mainly our activity. Recycling, by the way, for plastics, we are committed to reduce our plastics by 25% in 2025. We are not using PVC anymore as a company. We don't use it. I'm very proud to announce as well that we delivered 100% electricity emission, zero emission due to electricity by 2020. So there is one target of these targets was already delivered for the electricity emission. I have a video. I will leave you with the video. It's a big video, but it will explain the total plan for yourself people in the river.
With a strong framework for action and clear goals and metrics.
It was absolutely visionary at the time.
I don't think we had an expectation of what it would become.
The USLP has set Unilever apart. I think just making that statement has really changed everything for the business.
going back to the roots of Lord Lever, who actually believes in a very integrated value chain. And we had to put the more responsible business model out there that reflected the needs of society.
If we could set really ambitious objectives, then it would stretch people to think and act in a completely different way, not incrementally.
So Karen and I used to write all the drafts. Once we had got the basic architecture, it at that point became very much a collective effort.
The goals were very ambitious. It really required us to go well outside our comfort zone.
We didn't necessarily have a path mapped out of how we were going to achieve all of those different targets.
Well, I remember very clearly the week before launch feeling mildly terrified. But that's become a really good internal benchmark for when we know we're on the right track.
Aligning ourselves with the USLP, giving ourselves a North Star, all then gave us the foundations to then build a purpose.
We started working on a whole lot of programs on materials, lightweighting, alternatives. We also were the first company in the world to ban the use of PVC.
It's really important to share with our competitors, peers, partners what we've learned, because if you think Unilever has achieved zero landfill, why can't others?
When Unilever puts a product in a shelf, we drive business that raise people above poverty, that brings opportunities in all the places where we are operating.
We were really thought leaders in this among the industry, setting our own benchmarks, driving a reformulation agenda.
Why should I? We'll follow delicious natural ingredients.
We've managed to do it in a way that's kept our products delicious, tasty, and affordable.
We're doing really well in things like reducing emissions from our manufacturing operations, but doing really badly on helping consumers reduce emissions.
To change their habits has been incredibly difficult because people love long hot showers or long hot baths. I think our understanding of the consumer piece has matured massively in terms of understanding what we can and we can't do.
Crops, we don't source directly, so it's very hard to kind of like make an impact.
Sometimes even if you have a sustainability certification at origin, in the process of trading the grain, you lose visibility of that.
We set up the roundtable for sustainable palm oil. We concentrated on crops and commodities like vanilla, cocoa, in areas where we could really make a difference.
No one has undertaken this journey quite on the same scale before. There will be bumps along the way. My advice is to stay the course because the journey is well worth the effort.
In terms of getting things done, people's lives enhanced, you'd have to say that it's a pretty good decade.
My emotions are a sense of real pride in what the team has accomplished.
And we've learned all along the way.
The challenge around inequality and the barriers for women to actually fully participate in society continue to exist. framework to drive safety for women in rural spaces.
Unilever's been able to convene a large number of partners and get a large number of programs off the ground in many countries, and that's what's required here.
The work that we do is really meaningful in the world. It is about driving transformational change at scale. We don't just help one person, we help millions of people.
It really gives you that understanding that what you're doing is real and is really touching people.
When we set the USLP, to kind of anything to do a bit less bad was great. The reality is that's not good enough anymore.
People want to work there because of the USLP.
It's made Unilever one of the most attractive employers in the world.
There's really no limit to what we can achieve once people, teams, and the whole company comes together.
As we approach the sunset of the first iteration of the USLP, and now is the time to acknowledge both the amazing things that have been achieved and some of the gaps to our original ambition, and use that as a springboard for even greater ambition into the future.
Thank you very much for your time and patience, and it was a pleasure to meet you.